Hello guys, I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber as always, guys. Welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, I got a story out of Memphis, Tennessee. Shout out Memphis. Mainly in the neighborhood of Raleigh. And, when we was a kid, one of the first things we learned was fire was hot. I remember a lot of times when we was young kids, hot would be a word to have a little kid that be first taught to a child for them not to touch something. They'll say hot, 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 don't touch it. You guys remember that? A lot of times when we were growing up, and this happened to a lot of people, we would get our ass beat for playing with matches or a lighter. A lot of you guys can attest to that. And I guess some kids didn't get the memo. Ladies and gentlemen, the house you're looking at up here that's burned down, this happened over a weekend where a man, I guess an old man, I think they said he was elderly, died of smoke inhalation after his house burned down with him in it because juveniles were playing behind his house with a lighter and some dead leaves on the ground. Take a look at this tragedy.
At 10 starts now.
A man died from smoke inhalation after kids playing with a lighter started a fire behind his home. Investigators with the Memphis Fire Department say it happened Sunday afternoon on Richwood Cove.
And that is where Fox 13's Martin Staunton joins us live. Martin, what are neighbors telling you about the man who died?
Carolyn, I spoke with several neighbors here on Richwood Cove, and most declined an on-camera interview to talk about what happened here in the 5800 block of their street. But news of what happened hit one neighbor hard when she thinks about what happened to the man she simply knew as Charlie.
We will always sit up and just talk about the neighborhood, what's going on in the neighborhood, how nice the neighborhood is and everything. And he would usually come down and talk to me, and we just had to have a conversation about the neighborhood.
Carol Gillard is recalling her talks with her neighbor, Charlie.
He really is a nice guy. He was a nice guy. It would be kind of a loner. He's a kind of loner, sits back. He passed by, and I'd be sitting out a lot of times, and he'll stop and talk to me. And that's the only way, really. I didn't get to know him very well, but he seemed to be a nice person.
MFD reports that the victim here was found in the kitchen nook, apparently suffering from smoke inhalation. All of this destruction started, according to MFD, by juveniles behind the carport playing with lighters and leaves. MFD investigators ruled the cause of the fire accidental, finding no evidence of malicious intent from the two juveniles who started the fire. But MFD does share vital advice for parents who catch their children playing with fire. First, it's recommended that authorities are contacted or a counseling agency to get help. Also, keep matches and lighters out of kids' reach. Supervise kids and keep them away from fire sources. Also, explain just how quickly fire moves and it hurts as soon as it touches someone. And finally, set a good example using any and all fire sources safely. And again, Memphis Fire says the fire here was ruled accidental, and MPD, who's now handling the investigation, says that no charges have been filed against the two kids at this time. Carolyn?
All right, guys, there you go. This is the reason why we was taught when we was young. Don't play with matches. Somebody need their asses beat. I'm more than sure they did get their ass beat. But a little bit more about the story. It says the fire was started in the backyard near a carport and spread inside into the structure, which was caused by children. Firefighters found a man in the kitchen, administered CPR, transported him to Regional 1 Health burn unit in critical condition. Said the fire was accidental, which it was. The kids back there playing. But I mean, this is one of them things, man. The most innocent thing children do can result in the loss of life of somebody else. I mean, arson or not, somebody need to be held responsible. Now, I don't know what time of day this was. Excuse me, it was on the weekend. Kids in the neighborhood, you think they're safe. They out there where you can see them, but you can't really see what they're doing. A lot of times, you know, kids are deceptive when they know they're doing dirt. My thing is this. I wonder what happened when these fire was started and these kids ran off from it when it got out of control. Because I'm going to tell you something. Kids with lighters and matches, you hear these stories all the time. Trash cans catching on fire, all kind of stuff. And the first thing the kids do when they get caught is, I lit the fire and then it just started going fast. I couldn't do nothing. I ran away. I think this is one of them situations. They use this opportunity, you know, this tragedy as an opportunity to talk about the dangers of keeping things away from your kids, i.e. matches, lighters, and things like that. But man, if you really look at it, man, it's just unfortunate that an old man, and they said this man was he was 82 years old and he lost his life. I still don't know what time this started, but he lost his life senselessly because of the folly of others, namely children. But I mean, I'm not saying show them the flowers or something like that, but I mean, from a standpoint of going out that way, it's upsetting because I know his family gotta feel a certain way and they want some type of justice, but they're kids. Now, I said this before, you see children nowadays doing some of the craziest things out here in society willfully, not knowing the danger that they put themselves in or in the harm they, you know, hurt others. But sometimes you have to look at it as it was an accident. This right here, from what they're saying, was an accident. They got out of control, and it's just upsetting. Man sitting in the house minding his business. All of a sudden, he can't get out. I don't know if he was asleep. That's why I keep saying, what time was it? Was the man asleep? Because a lot of people think when a house fire starts, you get burned up in the house. Of course, you can't get out. It's not like that. That smoke inhalation is serious. Heavy smoke inside of a house, that's a done deal. You'll cough, and while you're trying to cough and catch your breath, you'll pass out. That's why they tell you to stay low in these house fires. Said investigators determined that the kids unintentionally started the fire that spread into the carport into the house, creating heavy smoke conditions inside, which caused the fatal injury or incident. But either way, man, like they said, man, talk to your kids. I mean, some hard-headed kids out there. You could talk to them about the dangers of stuff and tell them what can happen. A lot of them be curious and want to see what is going to happen after you told them what could go wrong. They want to see if it can go wrong. So either way, I don't know what to chalk this up to. Just a tragedy in itself. Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. May this gentleman rest in peace. Peace and condolences to his family. See you in the next video. Take care.